on, guys. So this is the top 10 moves you need to be using in Tekken with Kazuya. Now he does have some new moves in number 7, but these are the moves that I know will carry over and will be effective in the new one. So let's jump straight in. The first one is 2-2, and that will look like this. It's good because it's a high enemy, so if you're mixing things up, going like this, you know, different moves and stuff like that, and then it's very important for you to add lows into your whole regime as well, because when you start incorporating a lot of lows, the opponent will catch on and they'll start to block low as well. Now this is what we want, because when you actually make them block low, that's when you can add in an overhead mid or any other mid and take advantage and capitalize on that situation. So yeah, it's a high and a mid, and the important thing to remember, all these moves I'm showing you now are safe, so don't be afraid to throw them out, and you know, experiment with them and see what you like the most. So forward 4 is the next move I've incorporated, and it's a really good move because it applies a lot of pressure, and as you can see, the axe kick almost knocks them over, so it puts them in a state of worry. And that's the thing with Tekken, a lot of it is a mental game, so if you got someone on the defensive and you're hitting them with heavy attacks like this axe kick, they're going to be like worried inside. They're going to think, oh, I need to hit him back soon because he's pressuring me so hard. So yeah, this move actually gives you the upper hand mentally. And on top of this, people who don't actually know if the move is safe or not will try to attack you after it, even though you're on plus frames. Third move is down forward 1-4. Now, so prior to Tekken 7, down forward 1-2 was the go-to move because it was your bound move. So it's literally in nearly every combo you do. So you know, it's launcher, filler, bound, and then ender. But now bound is replaced with screw attacks. So the new screw attack is down forward 1-4. So that's going to be your bread and butter. And it's also just a good move on its own as well, just to mix it up. See, if you do a move that's high then mid, this is a good way to reverse it, mid then high, you know? And you can't dodge them, you're going to have to block. So next up we have 1-1-2. 1-1-2 is a very important tool because it's a 10 frame punisher. So if they whiff on any move, you can actually punish with 1-1-2. And the good thing about it is you can delay the 2, because say you do it and you don't know if it's going to land, you do the 2 jabs, which is safe, and then if it does land, you just add in 2, and it gives them knockback and you get a good Oki. And if you don't know what Oki is, it's like the mix up when they're on the ground and when they're getting up. You got good positioning for that. So the next move we have on this list is down back 2. Now, as I was saying prior, I really like personally to create situations where you go for a lot of lows and you get some in, and then they think, okay, I've got to prevent that from happening next time, so they block low and you hit them with a massive overhead. Down back 2 is the perfect tool for that, as it's safe, and I personally like moves that make them stagger but not knocked over, because when they're knocked over, they're on the floor and you have to guess if they're going to kick when they're getting up, things like that, and you have to watch what they're doing. If you're pressuring them and they're still standing, your offense is relentless, you know, it doesn't have to stop. So this is a perfect tool for something like that. Also, like you just saw there, you're in a crouch position after the down back 2. So after that, you can do while rising 1-2 and get a launch off it, you know, and then get a full combo. Okay, so the next move we have is back 1-2. So you press 1 and 2 together. Now the reason I added this onto the list is because I think it's very viable. He steps back just a little bit, and it's enough to make jabs whiff. So you can throw this out when, say, you attack the opponent and then you're expecting a rebuttal, and you use this, you'll dodge his move and hit him with back 1-2. I like to use it sometimes at the start of a match. Maybe it's not the smartest idea, but a lot of times it has worked, because a lot of opponents are, you know, they're hungry for offense, so they'll attack you first. You press back 1-2, you'll get him, probably a counter hit as well. So yeah. So I was tossing up between 2 of these sidestep moves, because obviously it's an advantage, because while you're sidestepping, it's good to do an attack. But I chose to go with sidestep 3, because sidestep 1-2, on top of being a two move input, you know, some people in a panic might stuff it up. I know myself, when I want to grab, instead of grabbing, I'll do, you know, kick to a punch by accident. So, and on top of that, It's also a mid, so if they're ducking, you'll get them with that. Sidestep, and then while in the sidestep, 3. Up forward 3 is the next one. This is really good when they're on the defensive. So if you're pressuring them, doing all this stuff, and you know, whatever, you want to pressure them more and use something you haven't used before. So if they're used to seeing all these moves and they're waiting for the time to strike because, you know, they're waiting for that one string to stop. So 3 things about it that's good. Not only is it a mid, it's also a good pressuring tool, and also will jump over any lows. So yeah, use it whenever you can. Second last one on this list, I was sort of thinking if I should put this one on or not, because it is a 4-hit combo, but it's a great mix-up, and that would be 1, 2, 4, 3. Now I'm sure everyone's seen this if they've ever versed a Kazuya player or picked them himself, but yeah, it is a very good tool, because if you get the third one, it is a natural combo from there. Now obviously you can't always use safe moves, you got to go for the risk sometimes, but when you are in a situation where you can pressure with a lot of safe moves, you know, relentless attack after attack, this would be perfect, because say you're doing a lot of highs, lows, and they don't know where to block next. This combo has 2 highs, a low, and then a mid. So it's a great mix-up, and most likely will confuse your opponent if they're not that used to seeing it, or if you just surprise them, pull it out once more. So the last move on this list will probably not come as a surprise to anyone who plays Kazuya or has ever seen him played properly, and that would be the Electrig Wind God Fist. Now, everyone probably knows the reasons why it's viable, but I'll go through them anyway. So the first is, it's a 13 frame launcher. So you can get a full launch off this, full combo, whole thing with decent damage first hit, because as you know, it scales down each hit. The next reason it would be also viable would be because it's a great whiff punisher. So if some dude throws something out that you know you can hit him before he can recover, throw this out, man. So if you can do the Electric version, 13 frames, bang, full punish and counter hit. So yeah, don't be afraid to throw it out. If you aren't that proficient at doing the Electric version, as you can see in this, I don't get it every time. Probably be a bit more careful with it, because if it's not the Electric version, it's not safe, and on top of that, it takes a while to come out the other one, and if you're in real close combat, obviously they're going to get a few jabs in or a lot of other moves before you can get that out. So yeah, just be careful with that one. Well, that about does it for Kazuya's list. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something. Tune in for more. Take it easy.